Oh god, look! Oh my god, I look too tall in this position.
I know I look tiny.
I assure you, none of us is tall, nor are we tiny.
No.
It's welcome to another edition of Screwjob Effect. I'm sitting on the taller chair because someone's butt hurts too much to sit on this chair.
You had to bring that up. I told you that in confidence, and I can't believe you. You just had to tell everyone, didn't you?
Oh yeah, why not?
I injured myself when I was 11. Okay. Let's get that out there now.
We're gonna start this now. So Dan and I were gonna do the Shawn Michaels vs Undertaker series from the beginning of when the seeds kind of planted to their epic matches at WrestleMania, and it all started way back in 1997 before Michaels was even out of the picture for a long time. As the Attitude Era was looming, the number one feud in the company was at the time Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. The Deadman's beef with HBK started around SummerSlam 1997, which we're going to do today. All Shawn Michaels had to do was ref this match, and of course, it didn't go very well. And
No, it did not. I mean, he was. I remember he was cutting promos beforehand, saying he was going to be a fair, impartial ref, and that he kind of felt like the buck was passed to him, and he didn't really like the fact that he had to referee this match. But we'll see. We'll get into it later on about how that match went. But we had quite a show before that, though.
I mean, some of it was not very good, though.
No, and we will get into that, including a segment that took way too long.
But it started off with Mankind versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley in a cage match.
I thought this match was absolutely fantastic. I have some good notes on this one. Actually, I have probably more notes on this one than I do on most of the other matches on the card. But I thought this was an absolutely amazing match, personally. I think it really planted the seeds for a future feud between Foley and Triple H. I mean, that we saw absolute classics from them later on, like Rumble 2000 and their Hell in a Cell match at No Way Out 2000, among others. But this one, although not quite as good as those ones, of course, it was still a very great match between these two. And I think Mick Foley did a great job at putting both of these guys over.
Because this is just before he becomes Triple H, not because he's still Hunter here.
He is still known as Hunter Hearst Helmsley here.
But he's obviously not the French version of himself anymore. He's more closer to the DX version at this point.
He's not so much the Blue Blood anymore. He still comes out to the Blue Blood music, though, and it's absolutely horrible, the music he comes out to. I think, it doesn't seem to me like it was his original song. I think it might have been like a network dub. I think you and I both said, this could be a network dub.
I hope it was. Because this is, months before the Attitude Era, pretty much, too.
I'm going to also touch on who, the state of the WWF's commentary team at the time. Because
it was great. What do you mean?
I mean, sure, you have Jim Ross and you have Jerry the King Lawler. That's fine. Yeah. I'm good with that. But then but neither of them are calling the action, because you have Vince McMahon calling the action. So you get a lot of "what a maneuver" and "unbelievable" and "ooh," those are his three main sound bites that you hear all the time from him, and it's
who was his co-commentator, though? I mean, come on.
Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler.
But Vince McMahon was obviously the best one of the three. At the same time, too, it was before JR was the lead, and you could tell Lawler and JR did not have the synergy yet.
No, they did not have the synergy yet. They were not quite there. They wouldn't really get that until the following year.
Yeah. When Vince was no longer on the desk with them.
No, yeah. Once Vince was gone from that, it was a lot better.
Vince, for someone who likes to control the commentary team, was a terrible commentator.
Oh, he was bad. At
Like,
times he could be decent, but most of the time he wasn't good.
when it was him in the early Raws with like Macho Man and like
And Rob Bartlett. I feel like that's a video in and of itself, personally. Is the life and times of Rob Bartlett in the WWE. But
overall, Mankind and Hunter S. Helmsley was a good opening match for the SummerSlam 97 card. But then the next one was another interesting one because this is about an ownership of a human being. Basically, this whole feud is I'm going to own this bitch at the end of it. Pillman had to wear a dress if he lost this match. Goldust with Marlena versus Brian Pillman.
So, for those who don't know, Marlena is, at the time, was Goldust's real-life wife, Terry Runnels.
Yeah.
I think she still goes by that last name, actually.
I think when she like does appearances, yeah.
I don't know what I think she still goes by Terry Runnels because it's the recognizable name, but the storyline behind this was Brian Pillman, who represented the Hart Foundation, which, to get this out of the way now, every single member of the Hart Foundation had something on the line here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, Brett had the title. Owen Hart had, Owen Hart, I believe, had, if Austin had lost that match, he would have had to kiss Owen Hart's ass. British Bulldog had a match this night, which we'll get to, and if he lost, he would have had to have eaten dog food.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was bad. And, of course, Brian Pillman, if he lost, he had to wear a dress. Now, there is one other stipulation, because they had one other member that did not wrestle at this show, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. He had a stipulation that if any of the Hart Foundation lost, he would have had to shave his beard. Well,
oh no!
More than one member of the Hart Foundation lost that night. He never shaved his beard. They never honored it. And they never mentioned it again.
Is it because Jim was like, I'm not doing that, brother?
Probably. Actually, I think he disappeared from TV not long after that.
Was it before he was who?
Oh, no, it was after. I forgot he did that.
Who?
I totally forgot he did that. No, this would have been after that. But no, match not really much to write home about other than Pillman being very pervy towards Terry.
At this point, you could tell his foot injuries were a problem.
Yeah, it was a little sad to see him wrestling because, like...
He had that Scott Steiner thing where he could barely put weight on that one foot.
Yeah, it was so sad seeing him wrestle because I'm like, we're only going to get to see 2 matches of this guy and then, like...
He's gone.
And then he's gone. Yeah. And it's like... And you see how limited he is in the ring. Because I've seen some of his matches with the Hollywood Blondes.
Yeah, WCW. With
Steve Austin. Like, one of my favorite matches that he was ever in was a match where he teamed with Steve Austin against Ric Flair and Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 falls. Match went over a half hour. It was fantastic.
Yeah, WCW Brian Pillman was very good.
Was so good. But then he had that car accident that fucked his foot right up, and then...
It was just never the same.
He couldn't get it back together.
He had like a drug problem after that too.
He did, yes, which led to him passing away, which we will talk about a bit when we do our Bad Blood 97 video later. But
we'll go to the next match now. It's one of my favorite matches. Unless you want to do the thing first.
I will say just the result of this match was
Brian
Pillman lost to Goldust, sorry.
Yes.
And so he had to wear a dress, which he did for a few weeks.
Yeah, Brian Pillman wandering around back because this is the 90s, back when like men wearing dresses was like haha.
Well, yeah, because you had the Headbangers, which I believe they wrestle on this show.
No, it's the next one.
Oh, they wrestle like Ground Zero.
No, this one's like the obviously racist angle.
Yes, that's right. However, there was a segment at one point which I do want to talk about just because it was hilariously dumb and horrible.
Okay.
I believe they had some sort of cash prize on the line. They had
no, I forgot about that.
They had Todd Pettengill and I believe Sonny. Now Todd Pettengill was like their backstage guy, and he would very soon be replaced by a very young Michael Cole.
For the better of everyone else in the
for
world.
the much better. Although Todd Pettengill, I liked Todd Pettengill.
He's better than Rob Bartlett.
Yes.
Rob Bartlett was terrible.
I liked Todd Pettengill. He took a lot of shit while he was there, and I personally liked him.
I think it's because Vince hated him.
Oh, Vince hated him. There's one funny story I want. Right during a pre-show for the Rumble in '94, he was like doing a promo while he was just basically just selling the upcoming Rumble pay-per-view. And then all of a sudden you hear Vince McMahon doing a mic check in the middle of Pettengill's promo. And Pettengill goes like, Vince, we're live on the free for all here, or whatever the fuck it was called at the time. They kept changing it. Action Zone, maybe? I don't know.
The Action Zone.
They did call it that at one point. And he's like,
I'm sorry, son. I'm not your dad.
And then Vince is like, oh, well, we're just doing a mic check here. Let's throw it over to Ray Rougeau. Anything but Todd Pettengill. And then they throw it to another guy.
He legit hated him and then shit on him on live television.
Yes, exactly. Not that many people were watching it the pre-show of the Rumble in '94, but anyway, he hosts this thing, this segment where they're having actually, at first, after the Mankind and Hunter Hearst Helmsley match, they had the governor of New Jersey out there. Because the governor...
What the fuck, Leah? You left my mother 15 years ago. It's not true. I know this is some guy at work.
Oh.
This is the one you said you shouldn't yell at anymore. Remember last time?
That's right.
Don't yell at random people in your chat. And I was like, that's not a random person. I know who that is.
Oh, of course. But no, they had the governor of New We're
going to ignore the chat now?
Yeah, we're just going to keep going. But they had the governor of New Jersey out there at one point, after the first match, and they had, and she gets absolutely booed out of the building.
I guess Jersey does not like her.
Well, I don't know why. I have no idea why. I didn't do any research on her at all, so I have no idea. It was
98 or 97.
It was not. I have no idea what New Jersey was like in '97. Maybe she raised taxes and whatever. But
maybe she heard a Billy Goat or something. I don't know.
But
this is for you, Peanut, since you paid for it.
No idea. But they had the... I don't even know if you can hear what I'm saying.
Oh, they can hear you.
Okay. But they had the... back to this weird cash prize thing. They had people call in, and I think the first 2 calls didn't answer.
Oh yeah,
the first 2
old man trying to operate phone segment.
It was literally what that is, but Todd Pettengill wasn't that old, so it's how the fuck do you not know? You're only in your 30s. How do you not know how to use a phone?
We're gonna
it very much reminded me of Vince McMahon's $1 Million Mania.
What did
Remember
he say?
that?
All I can hear is the great one.
This cat watching Todd Pettengill operate that phone very much.
Oh no, it was not good.
Did it not remind you a little bit of $1 Million Mania?
Yes. Yeah, when Vince McMahon was like, "Oh, I'm getting voicemail. Hey, this is Vince McMahon here trying to give away $1 million." Ah.
It was so bad, and then it ended with the set not even falling on him, but he's just laying there going Paul, I can't feel my legs, Paul. Say it talking to Triple H. It's so dumb.
But this turned into later on it was the poor child was staring at Sonny the whole time.
Oh yeah, there was a kid there. There was Sonny... a kid with his dad, I think, or something there. And this poor kid, and this fucking kid, he's just sitting there,
standing next to Sonny with her tits out.
Oh yeah, and Sonny's wearing fucking nothing to cover herself. He's basically wearing she might as well be wearing a loincloth. And this kid, this horny little fucking kid, just sitting
staring
there,
at her the whole time.
At her tits the entire time.
Apparently, Liam's got a Batman staph infection. I don't know how that works. I guess it's stronger and loud. It's stronger and smarter.
Well, That's unfortunate. But no, I think they finally get a call. They finally get an answer on the third call, and they call probably 6 or 7 people.
And this person did not sound like they knew at first the fuck.
Oh, the person had no idea. The person was like, they're like, "Are you watching SummerSlam right now?" And the person's like, "No."
Like Todd's
no.
like, "Uh-oh."
I think they should have made it a work, personally. They should have been like, okay, let's call people
it's like
that we
Bobby
know.
Heenan on the phone. I'm glad I finally win something around here. Like,
yeah, they call him in 1997. He's like, Eric Bischoff doesn't know I'm on the phone with you guys, so make this quick.
they should have made it. They should honestly have rigged it.
They should have made it a work, or at least have people that are watching SummerSlam at the time.
Then the guy from the sponsor was like, "All right, well, nobody won," and he reveals where the key was, and then nobody wins anything.
No,
this poor kid and his dad were there for 20 minutes to be told you lost.
It was a 20-minute segment, and nothing happened. It was just like, let's call random people. Are you watching SummerSlam? No.
No, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't even know. What's SummerSlam? Anyway, I guess now we can move on to the
greatest. Match. The thing, they go from this shitty 20-minute segment to a not very good match after. Legion of Doom versus the Godwins. Henry O. Godwin and Phineas I. Godwin.
Hog and Pig.
Hog and Pig, get it?
Yeah, nice.
This is before Vince Russo, isn't it?
He would have just been coming in.
Oh no!
I think this would have been around but they've been around for 3 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is not even Vince Russo's problem. Vince Russo made some really bad decisions in terms of how to book people. This was 100% Vince.
Yes, this was a Vince McMahon thing, 100%.
The OnlyFans will go up maybe one day. Who knows, Liam? It'll be just my cracked, ugly feet. Cupcake smashing. We've been through this a couple years ago, actually. I'm going to be smashing cupcakes, too. And all you see is the frosting coming up between my toes.
That's an alarming visual.
No, this match was terrible. This match was terrible.
We're only talking about your OnlyFans projections. Anyway, yeah.
It was 9 minutes of Legion of Doom's kind of squashing.
It was longer than Goldust versus Pillman.
I felt like it was 20 minutes longer than that.
It did, yeah. I don't the LOD are one of the greatest tag teams of all time, but their runs in WWE have all been terrible.
No, even Demolition had a better run for sure.
Demolition had a better run in WWE. They were tag team champions for a year and a half. They had the longest running. They were the longest tag team champions for a while. But no, it was bad. I don't really have much to say about it other than the LOD win. As they should have, because the Godwins are fucking jobbers.
And we're going to see them for the next 3 pay-per-views.
Yes.
Which Dan and I have already seen them, and they're not good in any of them.
Now,
next
finally a match with some substance is up next.
So British Bulldog versus Ken Shamrock.
So this one for the European Championship, which British Bulldog was the first European Championship, which, if you're ever interested, watch the match where he won that title when he beat Owen Hart in an episode of Raw in Germany. It's so good.
It's very good.
It's an excellent match. It's probably the second best match British Bulldog
ever put on. I
get
Mel Phillips as my ring announcer in GFW. Mel Phillips. Do you know who that is?
I've heard of him. I don't remember who it is. We take a quick break here for a...
Well, you can keep going.
Okay, well... So it's the British Bulldog versus Ken Shamrock for the European title. The only problem here, and so there's a stipulation going on for it, is if Bulldog had lost the title, he would have had to eaten a can of dog food. What is Mel Phillips?
He's one of the legit abused ring boys.
No. Oh my God, that's right. No.
We're going to move on from that one, Peanut.
No.
We're going to move on from that, Peanut.
Oh,
continue on, Dan.
Well, on a less somber note, So yeah, the only problem with this match for me is is the fact that you're having Ken Shamrock. He had just come in. Putting Ken Shamrock in this situation is not. It's kind of booking yourself into a corner. Because you're trying to make Shamrock look super strong. You're trying to put this guy over.
Yeah.
But you don't want the Bulldog to lose the belt yet. So
yeah, it was definitely a booked in the corner situation.
you're putting so you kind of have to have a DQ finish, which is what they did. They had the Bulldog win by DQ because Shamrock hit Bulldog with a can.
of the dog food.
With the can of dog food. Because, you don't want the Bulldog to eat dog food, but you don't want Shamrock to lose clean either.
You go ahead, Peanut. We'll as you get the question, we'll keep trucking on. Yeah, so far, really only like the first match was any good too at this point, because like this one wasn't even that great either.
No.
Like, and yeah, like Bulldog's thing is that he had to win this, or he had to eat a can of dog food.
It was a weird.
What's with Vince and dog food?
Yeah, because he did it with
or dogs in general, because he did like the dog poop match too.
Yeah, because he did that with The Rock and the British Bulldog. Because, let's waste The Rock.
And then the big dog, Roman Reigns, in a dog food match with Baron Corbin.
Which he lost.
For the longest time, Baron Corbin was the only loss Roman Reigns had on his record for 2 years.
Like 4 years.
The only singles loss he had was Baron Corbin.
Yeah, and then he didn't lose another singles match again until Cody.
It was Jey Uso. It was Jey Uso.
No, he didn't lose to Jey Uso.
He lost the first one against Jey Uso, non-title.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did. Oh. That's how Jey Uso earned the World Championship, and then he beat him. And then it was Roman Cody.
No, that was in a tag match. The Usos beat Roman and Solo.
Oh, yeah. And that was the first one to pin him in 2 years.
That was the first person to pin him in like 3 years.
Yeah. It was... Was it 3? It was probably close to 3, yeah. Actually.
It was, because it was 2019 to 2023.
Jesus Christ.
And then no one pinned... But that was the first singles match last singles match he lost until Cody. Where he got pinned in a singles match was the next one was against Cody last year.
Yeah.
And actually,
has Roman lost another one after that since?
I don't think so. I don't think he has.
I don't think he has. He's only been in multi-man matches.
Yeah, and then
it was
the singles match
War
he
Games,
has had.
Rumble, and he's even triple threat at WrestleMania.
And he wrestled solo on the first episode.
And he won.
On Netflix,
and he won that.
He won that. So
no, he hasn't lost since, really.
No,
not in a singles match.
No, because he's only been in like one. Since.
Who doesn't belong on this list? And what is this list about? Cena, Triple H, Flair, Stone Cold, Mark Henry.
All of them deserve to be on Mount Rushmore except Mark Henry.
Wow.
I doubt it's that simple.
I was gonna say all of them except for Flair have one big gold belt.
Flair's one big gold belt.
WCW one, not WWE one.
Same belt though.
No, but it's not the same belt technically.
Same design.
I think it's a WWE World Heavyweight Championship because they've all carried it but him.
Austin never carried it.
Okay, so no, maybe not that then. I'm trying to figure out like what did Mark Henry do that some of the other ones may have done. Because I feel
all
like
Rumble winners except Mark Henry.
It can't be that easy though with Peanut. Is it that, Peanut? Are they all Rumble winners except for Mark Henry?
Because Mark Henry is not won the Rumble, but the other 4 have.
But yeah, ultimately it was not a very good match, and then it goes into a not a very good match again. It wasn't good again until the last 2. And even then, one of them had a somber thing happen to it, but then we'll get to that first. We have to get through the clearly racist angle that goes on for like 4 pay-per-views.
Los Boricuas, the Mexicans versus the white biker gang.
Yes, Los Boricuas versus Disciples of the Apocalypse, which are clearly a bunch of bikers.
2 of which were actually
SS.
Were SS.
SS members.
Yeah. Skull and 8 Ball. The Harris.
Skull and 8 Ball.
But I'm not going to say much about this match. It sucked. I didn't
What
want
do
to
you?
see it.
It was 9 minutes. It felt like it was half an hour long.
It wasn't good. I
and
didn't
then
care about
and then it kind of ended with like all of them brawling, and then another team coming out and brawling that.
Yeah,
one
the
too.
Nation came out.
The Nation,
brawled.
yeah, they had the black team come out and face the Mexican team and fight the white team. It was like a weird stable of bad gimmicks of racism.
It was literally just all.
It was such a 90s moment to see like the Black Panthers against the bikers and against the Mexican team.
It was like, let's get all three of the main American races and put them all against each other and see what happens.
But Vince wasn't racist.
No.
He just booked a lot of racist matches and a lot of racist angles.
Yeah. And had all of the black champions to job to Brock Lesnar. But,
I think that's actually more coincidental than anything.
I don't know, but maybe it's like, Kofi Kingston is champion. Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Brock, you're gonna squash him with the debut of SmackDown on Fox. That's literally what, like, in 30 seconds.
No, it was in like 10 seconds. It was literally ding ding, F5, 1, 2, 3, match over. Literally was that whole match.
I think Big E lasted longer. Not much.
Yeah, well.
Not much.
No. I do want to see what this answer is for Peanut, though.
You got Dan's interest now. I don't know more guesses.
I'm trying to think. I feel like Mark Henry's it's not going to be Mark Henry. I feel like Mark Henry...
He's the red herring in there, I think.
I think so. They've all faced Taker at Mania except for Flair?
No, Flair has.
Oh, no, Flair has. All of them, except for Austin, sorry. Austin hasn't faced Taker at Mania, but everyone else has.
I was thinking they were all Attitude Era except for John Cena.
I think that's too easy.
Might be.
I think it's... My guess is that they've all faced Taker at WrestleMania except for Austin. Is what my guess is.
I don't know. I was gonna say they are all in the Attitude Era except for John Cena, but who knows? Because John Cena, Stone Cold never fought. Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Yeah, that was it. They all faced Taker at WrestleMania except for
Which
Austin.
is actually surprising.
Yeah, but they never...
They never wanted Stone Cold to lose to Taker.
No. And Austin was doing other things. Like, he fought Michaels, he fought Brett, he fought Rock multiple times. And that was pretty much his entire resume at WrestleMania. Like, he fought Scott Hall. Like, that was pretty much it for him.
So the next one, speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin, is one of the most infamous matches of his career. Probably the most infamous one in his career.
As unfortunate as it is.
Owen Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Intercontinental Championship.
It was going by very, very well. I thought it was a fantastic match.
Yeah, honestly, when you make a list of all-stars and you put Mark Henry on it, I'm assuming he's the red herring. like literally, because he was saying what I was saying, like he saw it on a video, and someone said Mark Henry is obviously the one that's actually going to be in there because he's so obscure.
And it's not. It's Austin.
Yeah.
But this match was going by very, very well, I thought. I think, obviously, Austin was still on top form. Owen Hart was always a phenomenal in-ring competitor. But the finish to this match was not what we would have wanted to see.
It was good until the finish, until Owen Hart went for that pile driver that we all have seen.
So Owen went for a pile driver on Owen. He went for a tombstone pile driver, which he has done many times, but he had never done it from that variation. He always would drop to his knees when he would do it, kind of like how Undertaker would do it.
Yeah.
Like he did it to Brett at WrestleMania 10.
Yeah.
But he dropped to his knees when he did that. Well, apparently the story goes is he said to Austin, well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to drop to my ass. And Austin was like, I don't think you should. I think you just drop to your knees. And Owen insisted upon dropping to his ass and saying, like, this will be fine. It'll be okay. Well, it wasn't because it spiked Austin's head against the mat. And Austin broke his neck.
And unfortunately, it cut his career down by like I think he said like at least 4 or 5 years because he couldn't keep going after a certain point.
No, and
because he took a little bit of time off.
Very little. He was back. He was wrestling again by Survivor Series.
Then he kept going until
Survivor
full time.
Series '99.
And then he was gone again
He
for
was
a
gone.
bit.
He went for two more years after that, and then he was out for a year.
Needed surgery for sure.
He desperately needed surgery because I don't think he got the proper surgery he needed the first time.
No, and he had a bad knee too.
Yes, he did. He had a really bad knee. He had 2 bad knees by that point.
He was messed up. He needed a year off to recover.
Yeah, but he didn't want to take time off after this point because he appeared pretty much every single week after this.
Yeah,
he didn't take any time off.
The fact that like he was only around for 4 to 5 years out of the 6 years in the Attitude Era, and then he pretty much was gone. It was just fascinating.
Yeah, like
how many top stars in wrestling only have 6 years?
Not many.
Like all of them going for at least a decade. Some of them take a decade to get there.
Yeah, like
Triple H took until late 90s to finally get to
1999 to really get to that spot.
Yeah.
He had been in WCW from 94 on to through 95, and
then he had a few years of
Blue Blood.
Yeah.
Helmsley.
Yeah.
Whole thing. But Austin didn't take any time off after this. He appeared pretty much on every episode of Raw after this, including the very famous one in MSG where he stuns Vince McMahon for the first time. Because the whole premise of that was he had interfered in a match and was coming out for a promo and everything, and then the police were come out to arrest him.
We will have to do Austin McMahon at some point because that's probably the catalyst of
It's the genesis of the Austin McMahon feud.
Yeah.
Because he gets police come out to try and arrest him, then Vince is hold on a minute, let me go in there and talk to him.
It's considered the biggest money making feud in wrestling history.
And Vince comes in and is you gotta understand, man, that we can't let you wrestle right now.
We literally can't.
Because Austin was I want to fucking wrestle.
Yeah.
I want to I'm the fucking champion. I want to fucking wrestle. And Vince is we can't let you wrestle. You're hurt. We can't by in good faith let you wrestle. And Austin was well, you can take that and we're well, and Vince is well, we're trying to show as the WWF's trying to show that we care about you and all that. And and Austin very famously was well, you can kiss my ass, and stunned him for the first time.
And again, that was the genesis of the biggest money making feud in wrestling history.
And you
by
knew,
far.
and you knew right from the hop that it was going to be, because when he stunned McMahon the very first time,
the crowd was whoa.
The crowd fucking went crazy.
Yeah, they went nuts.
And I'm only talking about it now and not during the Ground Zero video, because it was in between SummerSlam and Ground Zero that happened.
And it was MSG, right?
It was MSG,
which is
Raw.
If you don't know enough about wrestling, MSG is the echelon of professional wrestling. It's where basically the birthplace of the WWF is MSG.
They still do shows at MSG now. They just did Raw there a few weeks
and it was incredible. It was an incredible Raw.
It was. MSG shows are always good.
Who doesn't belong on this list, and what is it about this time? Flair, Edge, Sting, Bryan Danielson, Undertaker.
They've all appeared in AEW except for Taker.
Oh, that's not bad, actually, because Flair didn't wrestle, thankfully.
No.
But came out and hawked his fucking energy drink.
Yeah, and he was also present for the Sting's final match, too.
Yeah, where he and Steamboat were trying to hide protect the body of Sting. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that segment they were showing us?
I don't think it's that easy.
No.
But to me it seems
I just made this one myself. Oh, wow. It might be that easy.
It's going to be something stupid.
It's going to be something stupid. But no.
Flair, Edge,
they're all some sort of obscure champion that we don't know.
They're all former WWE champions except for Sting. Sting was never WWE champion. They've all won the world titles anywhere, somewhere, but
yeah, again, they're all.
Oh, you know what?
I think Sting is the odd one out.
No, I think Danielson might be.
Okay.
They all appeared in WCW except for Danielson. Edge did as like when he was in developmental, he was in their power plant for a little while. Obviously, Taker was Mean Mark Callis, and then obviously Flair and Sting.
Flair and Sting are like one of the biggest feuds in WCW history.
Yes, but like they've all appeared in WC, but no,
it's not that. Okay. Well, I'm not sure, honestly.
Have all of them main evented in WrestleMania except for Sting? I don't think Flair has.
No, because it would have been Hogan back then.
Yeah, Hogan in '92 was
It would have been Hogan
Flair and Savage.
It should have been Flair and Savage, but it wasn't.
But it was Hogan and Sid instead. So no, and Sting.
Hogan and Sid. God, you have Flair and Savage.
Here's a fun fact about Sid. Actually,
okay.
He's only wrestled 2 WrestleMania matches. They were both on last.
Sid's had 2 main events, and that's all he's wrestled on.
Yes.
No way.
He's only wrestled 2 WrestleMania matches,
and they're both main events.
Yes, he wrestled Hogan at WrestleMania 8 and wrestled Taker at WrestleMania 13.
That was a main event. Oh my god.
Yeah, because they didn't put on Brett versus Austin last, like they should have.
So both times Sid shouldn't have been last.
Obviously, you've heard the story about how he
shit himself.
How he allegedly shit himself when taking the tombstone from Taker.
To be fair, I would too.
Yeah, but Taker never injured anybody with the tombstone.
I would still be a little afraid to take it.
Well, considering Sid was like 6'10". Like,
yeah, for him it's like
dude.
he could slip a little easily, right? Like
he was a tall dude.
Like if I was Danielson, I'm not worried about it because he's small.
But no, I'm trying to figure out what this is because like
I really don't know. But yeah, Austin wins the title, goes off for a while, can't wrestle, but he's still on there, and then they launch the biggest feud in wrestling. And the rest is pretty much history at that point. The sad part is that Owen died before he could bury the hatchet with Austin.
Yeah. Apparently the story goes that Austin had beef with Owen Hart
like a year after that, right?
For like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until Owen died, basically.
And Austin said his biggest regret was never burying the hatchet with him.
Yeah. Apparently he had beef with Owen because Owen not only injured him. Like, even though Austin had said, like, you should drop to your knees when doing that move instead of dropping to your ass, and Owen was like, oh, no, I'll drop to my ass anyway. And, which obviously was very much an accident, and I know Owen Hart felt very badly about that, and he was very professional about it. But another thing, apparently, was that Owen didn't check in with Austin while he was healing.
Which is back in those days, you did that. You hurt someone, you check on them. They even point, if you watch the LFG show, they point that out. Someone actually gets knocked out in that match, and Mickey James, Undertaker, and Bully Ray were all like, no, you accidentally hurt him. You check on your opponent, make sure he's okay.
Yeah. You
go to the finish, and you finish up the match, and you make sure he's okay.
Yeah, I just watched I recently watched a No Way Out show from like 2003, and one of the matches on there is Kane and RVD versus William Regal and Lance Storm. At one point in the match, Kane hits Regal with just a regular scoop slam. Well, that scoop slam caused Regal to hit the back of his head on the mat, knocked him clean out cold, and Kane immediately like knelt down and put him in a pin. Because it's like, okay, mate, like, we're going to try and go home.
And, like, we know as wrestling fans at this point that it's a performance art. And they're trying to, like, they do this cool shit, but they have to make sure it's safe when they're doing it. We learn secret things like when they're both, like, when they crash to the outside of the ring, they're touching hands because if someone gets hurt, they can squeeze the other person's hand and be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
You see it off camera, like, they'll squeeze each other's hands.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
And if they're not good, if you don't get that squeeze, oh shit, there's probably something wrong with them. Check on them.
Yeah.
They have like secret codes they all learn in wrestling school.
Like you'll see like the referees, if somebody's legitimately hurt, they'll pull up that X.
And they try not to put it on camera to make sure, because they want to keep it going. When it's on camera, it's usually an angle because they know the wrestling fans know what that is now.
Yeah.
But typically, if it's an actual one, they don't. Yeah, they always do it on cam now at this point, like this. Or even the hand thing, too. They start doing the cam more. But I think it's because they know wrestling fans just know now. It's like, okay, we got to make sure this person's okay. Like, JD McDonough should have died.
Yeah, he got fucked.
Like, he should have died.
And he hasn't been seen since.
And Chris Bay had to try to rush the finish of his match after he broke his neck. And Jeff Hardy was going to do a swanton spot. And he's like, man, I can't protect myself. Don't do a swanton. And then Jeff reportedly went for a leg drop and missed him by a mile on purpose to protect Chris Bay and went for the pin.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, why not just pin his partner?
Well, I think Chris Bay thought he could still take it because he got back in. But then he realized he couldn't. He was thinking he was doing it, but in actuality, his body wasn't moving it. He wasn't he wasn't bracing himself like this for the swanton to hold to get his core strength in. He was flat.
Yeah.
Which means he would take the entire weight, and he's already crushed.
He would have taken the entire weight on his chest and stomach.
And it would have hurt him bad. It would have hurt
really
him
badly.
It would have hurt him really bad.
But
so when he tells Jeff that, when Jeff's already up top, Jeff's like, okay, I'll call an audible, and it does like his spinning leg drop instead.
Yeah.
And misses his head by like a mile. And then goes for the pin and calls it.
Yeah, but he had to.
Yeah.
Because Chris Bay was super injured, and he's probably never going to get back in the ring again.
He probably won't, but you should. Have you seen his interview with Chris Van Vliet?
I have seen some of it, yeah.
He's an incredible dude, man.
He is a really good dude.
He's walking. Like the fact that he's walking after like only 4 months.
He looks fantastic.
After only 4 months, he's getting up, which is incredible. And that's why it's important to listen to your partner. Like, I don't think I should take that move. You tell him, okay, we're not doing that.
Right.
And that's ultimately what happens. Like, we've seen accidents happen on wrestling like that are very, very important. The Draws one was a huge one. D'Lo Brown never forgave himself for that.
No, even though him and Draws were good.
He checked up on him. He took care of him.
He did, yeah.
Draws never walked again.
It was just a regular spot that went wrong because, like, that was a move D'Lo did all the time.
But he never did it on someone with loose clothes, so he couldn't get a grip, and he slipped, and boom.
Yeah, and it fucked up.
Because Draws had a loose shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The final match, though, is not as controversial.
No.
But it is the catalyst of why we're here. One of the biggest feuds, one of my favorite feuds as a wrestling fan was Michaels and Taker. And then when Dan and I were looking at it, it went further back than we thought. And this was the beginning part of it because it began through another feud. It began through the Michaels Hart feud.
Yeah. So Bret and Shawn were obviously they did not like each other both in real life and in storyline.
But their chemistry was great because of it.
Their chemistry was fantastic because of it. Like, they had a series of promos for months leading up to this. Like the very classic Sunny Days promo that Shawn cut on Bret.
Oh.
It's funny because he was implying that Bret was sleeping with Sunny. But in reality, Shawn was sleeping with Sunny.
Yeah. At the time, Bret hadn't cheated on his wife yet at that point.
I believe he had.
But it wasn't with Sunny. I remember his book. I remember
he did years before.
And he admitted it to his wife at the time.
Yeah, because he got told. I think you said the story was that when he was told he was winning the belt from Flair.
Yeah.
That he was in Italy with a mistress at the time.
He was, yeah. It's in his book. He was in Italy with a mistress at the time, but he always knew that like. He always did wrong to his ex-wife and always regretted that, but it was one of those things where like you're on the road all the time, you kind of drift apart naturally, and he made the wrong mistakes at the time.
Yeah.
So,
but Bret and Shawn actually had a backstage.
But it was
a few months before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because the two of them were supposed to wrestle each other at King of the Ring. I don't know if you know that.
No.
They were supposed to wrestle each other at King of the Ring. They were billed as having the card was billed as having Bret versus Shawn on it. Well, that match clearly never happened because Michaels wrestled Austin on that night instead. Good match, by the way. It just ends in DQ, so it doesn't. It's better than the WrestleMania match. But anyway,
because like the month before they had Bret doing a different thing with Stone Cold,
and Shawn didn't wrestle at this show.
No, this was in Calgary. This is at the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, Bret and Shawn had a backstage fight in June of 97, which was the reason why their match at King of the Ring was canceled.
Yeah.
Because basically Shawn actually asked for his release. Shawn wanted to go to WCW to be with his friends. He wanted to go to WCW to be with Hall and Nash, is what he wanted. But Vince was like, "No, you're too over for that. I'm not letting you go."
Which is fair. It's business. It's your job, right? Like it's
yeah. But Vince was like, "No, you're not. We're not letting you. I'm not letting you leave." So he didn't. But because Shawn didn't want to work with Bret.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Shawn felt Bret was a loose cannon and didn't want to be around him.
Which is so ironic because Shawn Michaels was the loose cannon.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels was like full of drugs at the time, partying like a rock star, getting into bar fights. Like Shawn Michaels that we know now is not the same person at all.
No.
He's the complete opposite back in the day. Which is like Bret Hart was a partier, but not to the extent of Michaels. He's more like a Canadian partier. Where
he'll go out and have a beer, and that's about a couple beers, and that's about it.
Yeah, because he actually one of the few people that took care of his body a bit better back then. Like he wasn't into the drugs. He did admit to steroids, but didn't do a lot of drugs.
Yeah. But anyway, Shawn was kind of thrown into the middle of this match between Bret and Taker. Taker was going into this as the champion, having won it from Sid at WrestleMania, which we recently just talked about.
Yeah.
But so Shawn, due to his feud with Bret, was thrown into the mix as the special guest referee. So stipulation here is if Bret did not win the title, he would have had to have he had said if he did not win the title at SummerSlam here, he would never wrestle on American soil ever again.
And they show you the promo of that before the match. Like,
I will
never, because he said it at the Stampede, that like, I will never ever wrestle in the United States again. And the Canadian crowd's like, yeah, like, they were like, we're going to get our boy back. It's like, guys, you want him to win, don't you? calm down here. Like, you want him to win the title here, all right?
But, yeah, because he was kind of doing this thing where he was like, he's a heel in the U.S.,
but like, beloved in Canada.
But beloved everywhere else.
Yeah, literally, even in England. When they ever did the European tour, Bret went on
when they did that one night only show, he got a massive pop. And Owen too. Owen also got a massive pop.
Yeah, and like the thing we know now, when they book like this, like they'll never get a shot again. Okay, they're winning. We know now, but back in '97, that was not a thing that they did.
No, but Hart was like, if I don't win the title, I'm never wrestling in the U.S. again. Which obviously American fans were like, fuck yeah, we want you to lose. Like, fuck you.
Let's go, Shawn Michaels and Taker.
Let's go, Taker. Like, fuck you, Bret. But, because Bret was doing this whole fuck America thing.
Yeah.
So the American fans were like, well, fuck you. Like, because, if you say fuck you to an American, they're going to be like, well, fuck you too. Like,
yeah, Pat McAfee. The other thing is too, it's like the other weird part was like if Shawn showed any bias, then he couldn't.
Yeah, he would never be allowed to wrestle in the U.S. again. But he showed bias. Oh, but wait a minute.
They never held to that, just like the Jim Neidhart thing.
No, but then again, you could.
He didn't do it on purpose.
No, well, he did.
He meant to hit someone else. He had to hit Bret, not Taker.
But that's showing bias, though.
Yes, I know. It's dumb.
Wait a minute.
It's fucking dumb.
But Bret provoked Shawn
by
spitting on him.
It's okay.
So it's fine. It's like, oh, well. Oh, you
dirty Canadian spat on me. So I can do it.
Oh, you spit on me, I hit you with chair. Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
But match was fine. I thought the match was good. It's probably the best match that Bret and Taker ever had against each other. Because they wrestled at one night only about a month or so after this. They also wrestled at Rumble in '96 in a crap match, by the way, in a bad match. But This match was probably their best one that they had against each other. Brett was obviously doing like the little man versus big man thing, like trying to take out Taker's legs, and whereas Taker was doing like his big power moves that he normally did. And so at one point the Hart Foundation come out. Obviously Shawn goes out to deal with them because Shawn's like, well, I'm the referee. I'm going to go out and deal with these assholes.
I'm going to show my non-bias by throwing the Hart Foundation
the Hart Foundation out and making it a one-on-one match. You know, hey, he's being a good referee there.
Yeah, so far it's fine. Yeah.
So far he's doing okay. But at one point, Taker starts getting a little annoyed with Shawn because while Shawn's outside dealing with the Hart Foundation, Taker hits a choke slam on Brett.
And he would have had
won. And he probably would have won. He could have won the match with that. But Shawn wasn't there to count the pin because he was out dealing with the Hart Foundation. But of course, it's wrestling, so Taker's only going to be like, count my pin. I pissed off at you. That's pretty much all it is.
Pretty much how Undertaker talked back then.
Count my pin. I pissed off at you. At one point, fucking Paul Bearer comes out because there's a whole thing. Because, Paul Bearer's feuding with Taker as well. Like, there's levels to this shit. Like, Shawn's feuding with Brett and the Hart Foundation.
They really try to tie in, like, two different feuds in this.
Taker's feuding with Paul Bearer and, like, the whole, Kane is alive, Undertaker. Your brother Kane is coming.
Yeah, it's true. Kane comes like not long after this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to hear about my brother coming, but that's
neither here nor there.
That's not, But yeah, at one point Paul Bearer comes out. I'm pretty sure Taker gets somebody hits him. I think Taker might have hit him. I can't remember.
Somebody hits him. I
watched the match too long ago now, but end of the match, basically, Shawn gets in Brett's face. Brett spits in Shawn's face. So Shawn I'm ahead of myself. Brett grabs a chair, and Shawn takes the chair away.
Yes.
So Brett gets in Shawn's face.
Mm-hmm.
Then so Shawn gets right back in Brett's face.
It's not biased, though, because Brett started it.
Brett did start it. Then Brett does, get the ultimate dirty act of getting his dirty Canadian spit on Shawn's face.
That socialist spittle.
Yeah, I know. He got that moose smelling spit on his face. And so Shawn... Who's calling me? Oh, never mind. Sorry, I just felt my phone like vibrating endlessly in my pocket. I'm like, what the hell? And then, so Shawn's like, you spit on me. I swing chair. I start swinging chairs around like an idiot.
Then he misses Hart.
He misses Brett because Brett ducks because, me Canadian smart guy.
And this is where the Taker Michaels thing starts.
So Shawn belts. Oh. Shawn belts Taker in the face with the chair. Because, But when Taker because it's not WrestleMania, so Taker's not God mode. That chair shot is enough for Brett to pin Taker and win the title. So Brett can wrestle in the U.S. and Shawn, because he was provoked, not biased.
No bullshit. Shawn Michaels should never been allowed to wrestle in the United States again. He should never been allowed. He showed bias. He hit someone in the match. He showed a bias, Dan.
He was provoked. He got dirty Canadian spit all over him.
It's such a stupid stipulation. Like, they knew they were going to book a ridiculous ending.
But...
we kind of forgot about it, actually, the guess.
So it's,
Flair, Edge, Sting, Danielson, Taker. I still don't know.
Well, I'm trying to think about that one, because
we really don't know.
Flair, Edge, Sting, Danielson, and Undertaker?
Yeah.
It's not. They're all Rumble winners except Sting. We've already. Oh no, Daniel Bryan never won the Rumble either.
No, he didn't.
What's it? Flair's never main event of WrestleMania. Neither is Sting, so it's not that.
Nope.
Danielson and Sting have never faced. Oh, wait a minute. No, Edge never faced Triple H at WrestleMania.
I'm not sure we can figure this. I don't really know, to be honest.
Let me think about this.
Dan might get there. Dan might circle the horses and figure it out.
I might get this. I was thinking they all faced Triple H at WrestleMania, but
who hasn't he faced at WrestleMania?
Sting, but Flair hasn't, and neither has Edge. Edge feuded with Triple H at one point, but they never fought at WrestleMania.
Yeah. He's really trying to figure this out. He's really trying to piece this together.
I feel like Sting's the red herring in here.
You think Sting? Okay.
No, I think Sting is the red herring. I think like he's put Sting in there to. Trying to think here. It's like. No, they're not. They've all won a world title in WWE except for Sting.
I don't know. It's the only I can think of as that, but I think he already said no. But I'm not sure.
So.
I'm not sure we can figure this out, Peanut. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give up on that one.
It's probably something stupid too, because Peanut made it up.
Yeah, probably.
No, so far. Okay, what is it, Peanut? If it's something ridiculous, I'm firing your ass before we even start next season. Yeah. Sting is the only one not to have another match after his retirement. Oh, that's actually good.
Because Edge retired, didn't.
Sting didn't want to retire until he was ready to retire officially.
Yeah, because Flair obviously wrestled multiple matches after his retirement.
Because Sting, after his neck injury, never officially retired. He just took several years off.
Whereas Edge retired in 2011, came back. Flair, obviously.
Danielson had like 4 or 5 years.
Danielson retired in like 2015, and then
back in like.
And then came back in 2018.
Yeah, so he had like only like a few years.
And then Taker technically retired in 2017, and then came back after his match with Roman Reigns.
And then Flair doesn't know when to stop retiring.
No, because apparently he now wants to wrestle again.
After he literally
almost died in the ring there. I don't know, man.
Sorry, I know my thing's peaking here. I gotta fix it.
It's bad.
No, I don't get it. But that is SummerSlam 97. Overall, it wasn't a super great show, but it was just before the Attitude Era. The following SummerSlam was a better SummerSlam because it was in the middle of the Attitude Era, which I still think is one of the most overrated eras, but there's a lot of good to it to go from. Whereas this was kind of like getting past a different era already. This is getting past like the new generation into Attitude.
You're kind of like getting into the better. It's getting better.
Wrestling as a whole between both companies picks up like right after this.
Is around this time because like WCW started first with when Hall and Nash came in. Yeah. And then obviously the formation of the NWO with
which
Hogan.
Changed the game.
It changed the entire wrestling business.
Yeah.
But the WWF didn't. It took about a year for the WWF to finally go like,
we got to pull the plug.
Wait a minute, we need to fucking do something here. Yeah. Which
because they kept kicking that can down the road, especially during the new generation.
Yeah, because overall, I think SummerSlam started well with that great match, and then
everything in between until the main event, and then Owen Austin had that bad moment, and then the main event.
Yeah.
So everything in between was not great.
No, it was bad.
It was not great. I will say the next show is probably worse though.
Oh, Ground Zero sucks.
But we will do that next time.
Yes, we're gonna do that next time because it's already 10 o'clock.
It's already 10 o'clock. We want to do the championships. We're gonna do a tier list of championships. I found a shit ton, Dan's already looked at a few of them, and I can guarantee you some of them he's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, I'm guaranteeing all the Stardom ones are going in trash because they all look bad.
Oh, Daniel.
Because they all look bad. They're all horrible.
I'm going to switch this around actually a little bit here. Just so that Dan can see it. Is it better on this screen for you, Dan?
No, I prefer it on the
On the
big
bigger
screen.
one?
Yes.
Okay, let me switch it around. Okay, so that everyone else can see it as well. So, we won't start with the obvious ones up here. We're gonna start like a little randomly here. We have 151 championships here, Dan.
Oh my god.
But a lot of them are similar designs, so we can kind of like put them together. Like,
Yeah.
for example, both of these current IC championship designs are pretty much the same, but one's white strap.
Except one, yeah, they're the exact same.
So for you, we have goat, great, good, mid, bad, and trash.
Okay, what are we starting with?
Let's start. Let's just start.
Why don't we just start at the bottom and work our way?
Let's start at the bottom. Let's go with the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
It's not the big Goldie,
No.
So it's like,
No.
what? Let's put it in like mid because it's kind of like but it's not bad. It was the title they used when Flair had left the company and brought Big Goldie with them, so they kind of needed a new belt. And they brought it back. They brought back Big Goldie in like '94 or something when Flair came back. Right. So
I'll have this just in case we can look at them and we can get a more examined picture of the title when we need to.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit here. Okay.
So next up
is the Women's WCW Championship, which they totally used a lot of.
I think it. Are we only talking about the design, or are we talking about
just not the prestige, just how they look? We're only going to examine how nice the belt is based on. It could be based on the time, not necessarily the prestige, not necessarily the prestige of it.
I think it's probably another mid one, to be honest. I think like it's the hardcore title. It's not even
apparently it is. Nope.
It's not even the WCW. It's not even the women's title. It's the hardcore title.
Yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, it's. I just need a bigger image of this.
It is the women's title.
Yeah, it's the women's title.
Okay.
So that's what it looks like there, Dan.
I think it looks nice. I really like that title.
Honestly, I like that, and I we'll get to the other one. I like that more than the nostalgic women's championship that we all know and love. But I think the design is better.
Yeah, I think this one's I think this one goes in good in like great tier actually. Not quite GOAT, but like
for women's titles, like the bar was so low.
Yeah, I'm putting it in great though.
So for women's because the context of that women's championships, it's a great looking belt. It's just a shame. They never did anything with it.
Yeah,
They just never treated it with any respect at all. The next is that Cruiserweight Championship, the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
I think it's kind of bad. I don't really like the look of it personally. There you go.
Let me see. Let's pull up a bigger one here, because like compared to that one, I don't know. It's like I feel like the WWE one, which we'll see. Like, this one's not as good at all.
I'm not a fan of it.
It looks too dark.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on bad. Because I'm not a fan of that.
Their division was better. By far, but...
Yes.
Oh, shit, I lost it. Oh, I dropped it right here. Okay. Yeah, they had the better division, but not the nicer championship.
Yeah. Alright, so now we have the WCW
WCW World Tag Team Championship.
I'm going to put it on bad as well, just because, like, I think, like, in terms of other tag team title belts, which we will see later on, I don't like it.
For me, I think if I compare the same time period even, It's definitely one of the weaker ones because the ECW one is better looking.
Yeah.
And,
WWE one was much better looking.
Yeah. So yeah, probably here, I guess, right?
Yeah.
WCW did not have the nicer belts.
No. Although this one that we're about to do is quite nice. The WCW US title.
Yeah, the WCW US title. I think that's better than the big United States flag one.
Yes.
That WWE had for years.
Yes. I like this one. It's nice.
This one looks like an actual proper championship.
I'm putting it in the probably great.
Yeah, okay.
I like it there. I think it's a good.
So far WCW has got like 2 really good ones.
And then 1 mid one and 2 bad ones. Alright, so what do we got next?
The original ECW championship after they left the NWA.
I think it's too minimalistic. There's nothing to it. It just looks like...
I'll take a bigger look at this because I don't know if I quite... No, that one there. See, that one's better for sure. But this one here... Like, this one here is definitely not as good. Like, the logo in the background, the blue in the background, I get what they're trying to do because it's Eastern. Yeah. So it's, like, trying to have, like, that territorial look.
Yeah.
But, I don't think it's as good. I just don't think it's as good at all.
Apparently you get a replica belt for $166.
Because it looks like it's only made for $50.
Probably.
Yeah, no. It could, like, I know they were backyard and junky ECW, but, like, this is before they were even that point, and it's not a very good belt.
No, it's bad.
Is it trash or bad?
I'm going to put it on trash because it's so, like, there's nothing.
Because all their other ones were way better.
Yeah.
Alright, so our first trash one is the original ECW championship,
yes.
Which I'm sure there's hardcores be like, how could you dare do that?
Oh, I know, but...
Next up is the ECW tag team belts, which I bet Dan wants a bigger look at.
I definitely do.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah, that is the tag team championship that they are known for there.
I like that. I think that looks nice.
That's what I'm saying. All their other ones are way better.
I probably wouldn't put it on great, but I'd put it on good for sure.
Like, that's a way better belt. It has, like, the steel cage. It has, like, it's a buzzsaw blade.
Yeah. I'd put that on good for sure. I don't think I'd put it on great, but I'd put it on good because we've already got...
I think I would agree with that. I think, to me, for me, that's my favorite ECW championship belt.
I think so. It's very up. I like the good world title personally.
No, you don't like the big silver one? Which we will get to.
The one that Mark Henry brought in. No, now we're doing the world title.
The ECW World Championship, the one that was not the silver one, the original.
I'm putting that in great.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's GOAT?
Oh shit.
I don't know where it went.
Uh-oh. There's so many. We'll find it later. I don't know what happened to it. We'll find it later. But I would say at least good for me, but
I'd put it in probably good, yeah.
Like higher end of good probably.
Yeah.
Cuz like it's not as iconic as it should be. It's not what you remember of ECW at all.
No.
But in terms of design, it's still up there as well, but it's not one of the best.
No.
This one here, I forgot what I said this one was.
I think this is like the Triple Crown, isn't it?
Yes, this is the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship of the AJPW.
All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yes, All Japan Pro Wrestling. That's what it looks like there for anyone who hasn't seen it before. I actually don't see. I don't mind that one. I don't mind it at all, but it's not.
I think it's mid.
Yeah. Like, there's definitely better...
I do like the tiger on the side. The tiger on the side's nice. But I think that was All Japan's logo at the time. But I'll put it on mid.
I'd say mid, because there's definitely some worse Japanese ones that we're getting close to that Dan loves.
Well, I have the next three are very easy for me to name.
Dan does not like the Stardom belts.
I think the star shape is gaudy and terrible.
You don't like the Stardom Championships.
I don't like any of the 3 Stardom titles.
You don't like that, Dan?
No, I think it looks awful.
That's the Wonder of Stardom, the pink one.
No, that's fucked. That's fucked.
How about Future Stardom? That's like the Rookie Championship.
I don't mind so much the design of
Actually,
the star.
the blue is better.
The blue is a bit better, but like
How about the Wonder
no,
of
I
Stardom?
hate that. Fuck, I hate that. It's gaudy. No.
Dan does not like the
I'm putting
Stardom
all three of those in
Championships.
trash, to be honest.
Dan, come on, man.
I hate them all.
Come on, man. You can't do them dirty
It's shaped
like
like
this.
a fucking star.
You can't do them dirty like this, Dan. We gotta put the pink one at least a little bit higher.
No. What is wrong with you?
The pink one's gotta go. We're gonna have a lot of Stardom fans very upset.
Well, fuck Stardom. And their star-shaped belts. Alright, moving on.
Poor Dan gets like attacked by Japanese people somehow.
So, I know like you rank these IWGP ones because like I'm not really knowledgeable
well,
as much.
it's just.
I found the ECW World Title, by the way.
Did you or?
It's on the far bottom left corner.
Oh, there it is. There. Yeah, I'll put there. So that's the one we're on right now. That is the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
The current one? Or the...
That's not the current one. That's what they used to have.
I don't mind that. I think that's kind of like mid-tier. I think that's a good mid-tier, but not...
That is one of the best. What do you mean?
Really?
Yeah, it's big, gold. You feel like it's an actual wrestling championship.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I'll put that higher, yeah. I'll let you...
Like, if you like Big Goldie, this is pretty much that, but Japanese.
Big Goldie is my favorite belt of all time. Like...
So I'm
which
gonna.
I can't wait till
I'm
we
gonna
get
put
to
it on
that.
great. I won't put it in goat because it's not a goat for you, but I'll put it in great.
Okay.
Next, let's see, IWGP. I think this might be their junior heavyweight one, which is not as good. Oh, it's an older version. Yeah, it's not as good. See, that one's not as good.
No, I don't like that.
Their older version is not as good.
I put that on like... It's not trash, but it's not...
I put it in mid because it at least feels like a wrestling title still.
Yeah.
So we'll put that there. That is the New Japan Women's Strong Championship, Dan.
To me, it looks like a fucking toy. It's tiny.
What?
Ever seen even Mercedes holding it? It looks like it's tiny.
You're telling me this looks bad to you? with
Why
this...
do you have to pull up the picture of Mercedes holding it? Now it's trash. Mercedes is holding it. It's trash.
Dan, she's been a lot better. Her last match was really good.
It was decent. Yeah, it was better.
Dan is like a Mercedes Moné hater.
I don't like her at AEW. It's been bad. Like,
You tell me that New Japan purple strap isn't great?
no, it sucks. No, it's awful. I don't know what you're on about.
How about like the men's? The men's is like the same but black. Let's see. It honestly does look better.
I'm not a big fan of the fact that it says in giant letters "strong" on it. I think that.
But the black
weird.
is better.
They had a blue strap at one point.
Yeah, that's the open weight.
Oh.
That's the open weight championship.
Open weight tag team championship.
Yeah.
Oh. That's not as bad. I think it's kind of mid. I think that one's mid, but the
And you think that the women's ones is trash?
yeah, I think it's gross.
Man, Japan is not Dan's thing at all.
I mean, you know. All right, another IWGP one.
Yes, so that's pretty much the same as this one here. So I'll just put it there for now.
Yeah.
Next is the World Television Championship, Dan. I'll show you. This one here.
It looks like that looks like a license plate. It looks like a license plate.
Dan does not like the New Japan World Television Championship.
It literally looks like a license plate. I don't like it.
So where would you put that one, Dan?
Bad. Not trash, but bad. We'll put the license plate on bad.
Next to the pink star.
The fact that you put that in there.
How about the open weight?
I need a bigger look at that personally. It just says never on it. Oh, the never openweight championship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not it doesn't feel like a wrestling title to me.
It doesn't feel like a wrestling title to you?
Not really. It just is like, oh, okay.
Look at this North American over here. Shitting on all these Japanese belts.
I don't watch the pro. I'm basically going off of just the look of the
That's
belt.
what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. I'd probably put it in like mid or bad. I don't think it's like.
I would agree with that. 'Cause like I don't know if like the big never. I'm never a big fan of like the giant lettering in the middle of a belt.
No.
Or the logo in the middle of the belt, which we'll get to the WWE championships.
Yeah.
The next one is the women's championship. I'll just put these kind of together. The New Japan Women's Championship. It's actually fairly new. I know it looks old.
It looks like it was like from the 1940s, but
it's not. It's from recently. In fact, Mercedes Moné's also carried this one.
It's not.
It's actually not bad.
No, it's not.
Like it looks like that looks like an actual wrestling championship to me.
It does. I'd probably put that in good.
Yeah, it's probably one of their stronger belts.
I would put that on good. I think that's a good title.
When you actually blow it up and look at it and like you can tell the details of it. It's only had like 3 champions, like Kairi Sane, Mercedes Moné, and now it's being held by Mayu Iwatani. So
okay. So probably.
So we'll put that in good, and then this is pretty much a similar design but darker.
Yeah.
So I'll put that there. The next one is, I think that's the Global Championship, the IWGP Global Championship.
I can kind of see it. You don't have to pull it up if you don't want.
Okay.
I'll put that in like, that's probably mid to me.
Okay. I would probably agree with that. The 24/7 Championship is coming. Don't worry, Peanut. It's on the list.
It's somewhere.
The IWGP Tag Team Championship. I actually don't mind this at all.
I don't mind that at all.
The Young Bucks have held this. The Good Brothers, a lot of the Bullet Club in general
probably
has.
Good, I would say. I don't think that's bad.
No. And if we were to have a history of it, this one's got a really good history to it. IWGP Tag Team Championship, like overall. So we'll do that, and then next, I actually remember this one. I don't remember which one this one is. That's how up to date I am on myself. That's the Global Heavyweight title as well. That's a different Global Heavyweight title. Okay.
I don't think that looks bad at all.
I like the white strap on that one, actually.
I do like the white strap. I think it looks.
It doesn't always work on championships, but it's a general rule of thumb that it usually does.
Probably good. I would say it's
better than the current world title they have now.
Yes, the current world title they have now is
I don't like that one at all. This one's a lot better.
Yes.
Like I would put the new world title here because it's such a down. That's a downgrade from that.
Yes.
And like design wise, it's definitely mid tier, but in terms of like the reaction of the fan base, it's probably closer to bad. But I would say it's a mid. And then this one's like, yeah. I think it's fair.
I think that works.
I think it's fair. All right, now we're getting to some more. Actually, sorry, we have an IWGP United States Championship one, which I think is actually one of the better ones.
I think that's in grade. I like the look of that.
Like that looks really good. Kenny Omega's carried this. Will Ospreay made a British version. That one looks actually really nice.
It looks like a wrestling title that you would want to.
That's one of their that's probably their best one of their best ones.
It looks really nice.
It's too bad they don't use that anymore.
I'd probably put that on great.
Yeah, I put that next to the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
So now we're going into AEW.
Now it's AEW, the current TNT Championship design.
That's the best one in my opinion.
I don't know. I kind of liked the one that's like a green one, but they don't have that right now. But that's the current one right now. That's Daniel Garcia holding it now. I don't like the title in general, personally, though.
No.
I think they look weird. They look like there's too much open space on it. To me.
Yeah, and then the giant words TNT on it.
Like, they should just call it Television Championship and been done with it.
They named it after their TV network, which they're not even on TNT anymore. Or they are for Collision.
Collision is, yeah. So it's actually defended more on Collision now because of it.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of don't like it. I want to put it in bad personally.
I put it, yeah. I'm not a fan.
Because I just not a. That's like, to me, that's the weakest AEW one.
Yeah.
The weakest one.
Because their world title looks phenomenal.
It's a GOAT for me.
So the trios title.
How about the trios? Have you seen them close up enough?
I have, yeah. They're okay. They're kind of just.
I would put them mid because I think the tag team and the international and the world title, they're all better titles. The AEW trios titles, I think they're mid.
Yeah.
They're okay. I don't hate them.
No.
Like these ones I could see some. I can see the hate for these.
Right.
You know? These ones is like, yeah.
Oh yeah, the 24/7 title's towards the end, Peanut. So you got a while to wait. You still got like another 10 rows of this to do.
FTW.
I don't really like it. It's to me it's not a legit wrestling title.
It's never been treated as like anyway, really.
No, I'm not a fan.
Like
of it.
I don't like it. Like I do like the big like fucking FU on it, but
it looks more like a toy to me than anything.
Yeah, it was just the way I get like. For me, it's just the way I get Taz to do something. I'm gonna put it bad.
Yeah.
Not trash.
Yeah.
Again, it's the same thing. Like I don't like the big. Like, this is an exception to the rule, like the big lettering. But like this here, it's like clearly that's the only thing you can see on it.
Yeah.
To me, is not the best thing. Like to me, it has to be more like this or like in there. Like it's part of the company, but you don't want to like.
But we haven't had a single GOAT tier belt yet.
The MJF version of the International Championship.
I liked that though. I did like that.
The MJF. Oh yeah, he's got the Burberry one. Yeah, that's actually a really good one.
That looks beautiful to me.
The AEW American Championship. See, that one is like, it's still gaudy, but like Raw America, but it still has like, it actually looks like a wrestling championship.
I'm putting it in great personally. I don't think it's GOAT, but I think it's
close. It's definitely close. Both these U.S. titles are really good.
Yes.
That was him taking the international title and deciding, I'm going to make it like a big, ridiculous U.S. title.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it.
The current women's AEW championship, I think it's really, really good. I think it's probably the best looking women's title in the business right now.
I think so, yeah. I'd probably,
I would put that in GOAT. I think in terms of women's championships, it's the best looking one.
It's probably the best one they've ever had, that wrestling's ever had.
Which is, again, not a high bar, unfortunately.
No.
But that AEW women's championship, Toni Storm wearing that, especially with her look and gimmick.
Yes.
It really fits that title. Whereas this one, have you seen the original one?
It doesn't look nice.
Okay, so it looked like this.
It looks like an egg.
It was made for a very tiny woman, that's why.
Who was said tiny woman?
Riho.
Oh, Riho is pretty small.
It was tiny. It wasn't very good.
No.
Personally, I would trash that one, considering that's the upgrade.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with trash.
I'm gonna go. I think that's like legitimately one of the worst women's championships ever.
Yeah.
Like.
I'm gonna put the next one in trash as well because it's a crappier version of the TNT title.
Yeah, it's the unfinished product version, so we'll put that there. That's the one Cody Rhodes and Brody Lee. Brody Lee held this one.
Yeah.
That's his last title.
I feel bad for putting it in trash, but it looks worse than
But how about the TBS title? It's held by Mercedes Moné.
I think it was first held by Jade Cargill, was it not?
It was, yes.
I'd probably put that in mid or bad.
Honestly, I like that better than that.
Yeah.
The TBS looks a bit better.
Yeah.
It's still not great.
It's not great, but it's not awful either. All right, what do we got?
The Continental Championship that Okada holds right now.
Oh, I love that title.
Do you?
I think it looks good on him too.
What would you say for
Probably
you?
good.
I would say good too.
Yeah, I would say good.
Because it's a classic looking championship.
Yes, and it fits Okada. I think the AEW World Title is gorgeous. Personally,
I think it's probably the best looking men's world title in the world.
It looks so nice.
That's one thing AEW does well, is that their titles look like
belts,
their actual
other
championships.
than the TNT title, their belts look really nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Their two main ones, the AEW Championship is great, especially when they have like the Burberry design that MJF had.
Now I think we're getting into
The AEW Tag Team titles.
I think those look nice, but I think they're only like, I would argue they're good probably.
Yeah, I would say they're probably good because some of the classic ones that we grew up on are probably a lot better.
Like,
I think.
Yeah. I don't know what
International Championship.
I like it. I think it looks good, but
it's gonna look better now that Will Ospreay has it.
Yeah.
I would say
probably good again.
I would say good. Yeah, probably good. Dojo Pro, the belt.
Fucking trash. It's from an Amazon Prime series. It's trash. It's not an actual wrestling belt.
It's the belt.
It's trash. It's disgusting. Get it the hell out of here. We need to talk about it.
Yeah, they're talking about merging the international title with the Continental and retiring the Continental, which is probably the best call because they have too many mid ones, I think.
Yeah, because you got 3 mid-card belts.
And just kind of keep it as the international championship, in my opinion.
Why doesn't AEW do like a brand split? You do like your...
I don't know, because I feel like if you do Collision, then the international champion, to me, should be on Collision. Yeah. That's your new world title. You have an international championship and a world championship.
Yeah.
It means pretty much the same thing. They're both good-looking belts. They're both held by their 2 top guys, which is not really the case of one of them.
Right.
Omega has one of them.
Yeah.
The other one is John Moxley. But if it's on Swerve and Omega, and they're on separate shows.
Yeah, you have Dynamite as your one, and then you have Collision.
And then they already have their TNT championship.
Yeah.
Which can stay on Collision because it's the Collision belt.
Right.
And they already have a rotating cast of other shit going on anyway, but... Yeah. All right, the next ones are Progress Wrestling ones.
I've never really...
Okay, I will show you some of them. So this one here is their main one, the Progress Wrestling Championship there.
Oh, I like that.
It's actually really cool.
That is really nice.
That's actually a really nice belt. The big bird in the middle of it.
That is beautiful.
It's a nice belt. That belt has been held by Gunther and Pete Dunne.
I'd put that up there in the GOAT category. I love that.
Yeah, it's a really nice belt.
That is a beautiful belt.
It's a really nice belt. And then I think they have other ones here we're gonna look at here. This might be easier to do it this way. That's their Atlas Championship.
That one's not as good.
No.
I would put that like mid tier. I think that's.
I like the kind of gold in the middle of the Atlas Championship.
I do like that, but like I'd probably put it in mid or good, either one.
We'll do mid.
Okay. So what do we got next?
And then Progress.
Simon Miller?
Yeah.
The What Culture guy?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's actually a pretty good wrestler from what I can tell. Their tag team belts are like a yin-yang kind of design on them.
I don't mind that. I get it, but like...
Yeah, like that. Like the little yin-yang title. Like...
I don't mind that. It's kind of just...
Did you put like a mid
Probably
one too?
Mid, yeah.
Oh yeah, Simon Miller is the Progress Produce Championship. And then the Progress Women's Championship.
I like that. I think
I actually like that a lot.
I'd probably put that in great. I don't think I'm gonna put that in GOAT personally, but
again, gauging by women's championship standard.
That's really
it's
nice.
One of the best.
Yeah,
we'll put that in great. That's a great belt actually. I love that
is
Spartan,
really nice
Spartan looking woman.
Yeah.
Next, MLW's world title.
Okay.
Oops. MLW World Championship. That title right there. That's their belt. It's fine.
It's fine. I'd probably put that in like...
See, I like this better when you have like the logo on top and then the rest of it's the actual gold.
I'd probably put that in good.
That's a good one.
That's a good
title,
yeah.
For like, an upper indie federation. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Then you got the Evolve Championship.
I think it looks trashy from what I can see.
All right, let's pull it up.
Is that the current one or is that the one?
Well, the
before
current one
WWE?
doesn't really exist right now because it's WWE that owns them now. Oh God.
That's disgusting. We have the gears on it and everything.
Oh boy.
Gross.
Do you have the? I actually surprisingly don't have the GFW titles. I'll have to show him that another day. They're not good.
I think it's trash. This one, I hate it.
Oops. Oh fuck.
I see it. Second row.
All right there. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't like that one at all. The Defiant Championship though.
I hate the massive D in it. Like
it's a massive D.
Oh no, it's a D with a battery and with a lightning bolt in it.
I don't mind it though for an indie federation. I don't mind it. It's
mid at best.
I do like that red leathering.
Yeah, I do like that. That was the What Culture Pro Wrestling title, which is not in circulation anymore.
No.
Because What Culture Pro Wrestling is done, I think.
NXT UK pretty much killed a lot of the wrestling in the United Kingdom, and What Culture, especially, one of the ones that never forgave him for that, because they were running a pretty legit company.
Yeah, they were.
This is the USWA. This is a really old championship. I'll show you guys. If it lets me do it. Go back.
Apparently, Jerry Lawler was the first champion.
He would have been. Like, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's a really old one. Like, it's just a really old school belt. It's kind of like meh.
I don't like it.
It's like the really early days of design.
I would say, like, bad.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those early ones are, like, before they kind of figure out designs.
Yeah. Alright, so...
Ring of Honor Television Championship.
I can see it from here. It's actually it's one of their nicer ones.
It is, yeah.
So I'll probably put it in good. I think that's a good looking belt. Alright.
Ring of Honor Tag Team belt, I believe. I think it's a tag team one.
I think it looks... I'm not a fan of the massive ROH in the middle.
Yeah, that's their tag team belt.
I think it's kind of mid, to be honest.
Yeah, they had some better ones, but like it was mostly their men's championship that was really nice. I guess mid is fine.
Yeah.
This version here of the championship is
the Ring of Honor World title
that they had in like 2013.
I don't like the shape of it.
No, it's a weird shape. It's a weird shape to me. It's almost like just kind of oval.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Probably bad.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's not a great one. This version of the ROH Championship.
They've had a lot of those, haven't they?
Yeah, it's because they also went through different, not owners, but like TV deals and stuff too. So they pretty much changed it every time they did that.
Yeah.
But that was that one there.
That's better.
It's a bit better.
I like the Eagle.
I like it better than the current one they have now.
No, that one looks trash. I think Jericho
it's
holds
the Jericho
that.
holds one. That doesn't help him.
No.
Jericho in 2025 holds the other one. I would say this is at least good to me.
I would say it's good, yeah. Bad. Or trash. Yeah.
I absolutely hate that Ring of Honor.
I think it looks bad. I think the name. It looks to me like the words, like the letters ROH are uncentered too.
They probably are, which is strange because, like, again, they have two better ones right here. They had just before that one before they closed. Like this one here is the one I use on our show whenever we use Ring of Honor because that's my favorite one that they did have.
Yeah, that one's beautiful.
That one's a sick belt.
I'd almost put that in GOAT tier.
That is their best belt. I would definitely say that.
I think that's GOAT tier.
Yeah, I agree. Like, that one's really good. These are two of the better indie ones I've ever seen.
Oh, yes.
And like even this one's okay, but like it's kind of weirdly, it's kind of like over designed in a way.
Yeah.
Like that one's a bit of an over design.
It is, yeah.
But I would even do that one over the current one.
I would still say that's like mid or good.
I'm gonna put it in mid for me, but maybe like upper mid. Like up there.
Makes sense.
Now, Lucha Underground Championship.
I like the look of that personally.
Like that is a cool freaking belt. It's one of the reasons why Yeti and I love this company.
That looks so love. I'd goat tier easily.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's awesome.
That is an amazing belt.
The Lucha Underground Championship was so good. The other one is more nostalgia feeling, but they get to the Gods title. And they have the 7 medallions. It's very much of that show.
I'm not a fan. I'll let you rank it because I'm not much of a fan.
I'm gonna put it in mid for me because it's not the greatest design.
No.
It's not the greatest design. I'll give it the fact that it's not the greatest design.
Yeah.
AAA Mega Championship. Oops. Yeah, the AAA Mega Championship. This one here, it's a really, really old one.
I'm not a fan of the octagon shape.
No, it's kind of like almost like a boxing title, which I guess that's what they're trying to do. But
to me, that's what
that's their 2007 one. But I feel like they had one before that was like
their
similar.
current champion is Alberto El Patron, which is
noted dick.
Yeah, and woman abuser.
Yeah, noted bad dude.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help it. But no, the design itself is kind of like meh for me.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Would you say mid or bad for you?
Bad. Unless you think it's mid. Upper bad?
Yeah, I'll put upper bad. The NWA Women's title.
I don't...
Oops. It's a choice to do this with the picture.
I don't like it with the picture. I think it looks weird.
It's an old style belt. That's why they do it. But I don't like the picture of the champion in the middle. I hate it.
No, I think that's horrible. That ruins it for me.
Like this ruins it with Thunder Rosa's face in the middle of it.
It makes it look like it doesn't. It makes it look like a custom made belt she ordered off of the internet. That's what it looks like. He's like, look at me, I made my own belt. Like I hate that.
I'm gonna put it in bad because the design around it.
The design around it looks fantastic, but
the picture ruins.
But the picture completely ruins.
Like that without a picture in it is better.
Who is that woman standing next to it?
I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
That's because they work for a company that no one watches.
All right, let's move
now
on.
The NWA World Championship. I hate to say that it's the classic championship, but it's the most overrated design in any world title.
I don't like it. I think it's bad.
I think it's actually not very good.
No, I think it's bad.
Like if anyone takes NWA next season, they're not. Luckily, we're not having this as a main title.
No.
Because that is just to me not good.
No.
Jeff Jarrett held this belt 700 times.
Yeah.
But I don't like
Ric Flair, I think, held that belt numerous times.
This is what he was more... That's the one he's known for.
Yeah, I know.
It's the NWA Championship. I'm gonna put it in mid because the history, but the design is not good.
No.
Next is this old title that I just... Like, what... It's an NWA... Another NWA Championship that isn't very good. It wouldn't let me go to it. That's how bad it is. No, it won't let me go to it. It's not great.
I'm going to put it in trash.
I'm going to put it in trash. I'm going to put most of the NWA titles in trash because they're not good. It's one of the reasons why no one should watch that show.
Now it's my favorite belt of all time.
My favorite too.
Go easy.
Big Goldie. Big fucking Goldie. That's a wrestling championship. That's the top of go. That's the go.
That is the greatest looking wrestling belt of all time.
Like Big Goldie is so good.
Yeah.
This digital media championship for TNA though.
I don't.
Have you seen it?
I mean, Joe Hendry held it.
That makes it good. That makes it great.
Yeah.
No one holds it right now because a certain wrestler kind of threw it in the trash and we haven't seen it since.
No, PCO.
Yeah, he legitimately destroyed it on live television.
I mean, it's not a bad design.
That's the current one. That's not the new one now, but it's very similar.
I'd probably put that in like mid or good. I don't think the design's too bad.
I put it in mid. This older version of the TNA Championship,
I don't like it.
it's not good. It's the worst one they've ever made.
Yeah. I think we should speed up a little bit because it's almost 11 already.
We're almost there.
Oh, we're about halfway. Yeah.
We're almost there. We're okay.
Yeah, true.
We'll get there.
We'll get there eventually.
This TNA X title, I would say, is also the worst one they've ever done.
I think it looks crappy.
It's an era that no one watched.
No.
This one is like they're almost like their GFW one. Oh, I can't even get to it. Shit.
Just follow, you know.
It doesn't want me to try. Like, it's not good.
No, that's terrible.
Look at that. Yeah.
That's also an era no one watched.
Yeah, no. This I think would have been the Drew Galloway era.
Oh no.
The poor man had to hold that one.
Yeah.
The current X Division Championship is my favorite. It's up here. The current X title is so good.
So nice.
I actually like the moose orange strap on it.
Yes.
This is the original X Championship.
I don't like it. It's just a big X on it. I don't like that.
Yeah, no. I'm going to put it bad because it led to way better designs that are similar. Like this one here, the one that was in its prime.
Yeah, that's better.
That one's better. I'm going to put that one in good. Just because a lot of people, like the design itself was good. You get to the point on that one. This is the Knockouts Championship. Currently, also really good. TNA has done a fantastic job on their belts. I'm going to put that as great.
Yeah.
It's one of the best women's belts. Jordan Grace has held that more than anyone, pretty much, at this point. Like, that design.
Yeah.
The tag team belt, same thing.
I think it looks really nice.
Because we've seen it in person.
Yes.
They're great. Like, that red strap is really striking on it.
Oh, it is really nice.
It's like the TNA ones currently are some of my favorites in the world. Now, this is an old TNA tag team belt here. That's also not bad.
That's not too bad, no.
That's one they had right after the NWA collapse, basically.
Okay.
It's not bad. I actually like that one a lot. I think it's kind of a mid one, though.
I think it's mid, yeah.
Now, I showed you the Jeff Hardy one.
It looked like shit.
Well, you don't like the Jeff Hardy TNA Championship?
The Brother Nero title? No, I'm not a fan. Sorry, Jeff, I love you. Sorry, Jeff Hardy, I love you, but like...
How about the big gold TNA one that Kurt Angle would have worn?
I loved it, personally. I think it would have been nice. That, to me, I think that looks really nice. Yeah, I like that.
That's a nice design. That's probably one of my favorite TNA designs ever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it up here. I don't know about you.
I like it, yeah.
Notice like our themes that we like, ones that look like fucking gold.
Yeah, that actually look like wrestling titles.
The Knockouts Championship, the original one, that was not bad either, actually.
It's not as bad. The current one is nicer, but...
Oh, yeah. I'll put that as mid.
Yes.
The TNA,
The tag title or the...
I forgot what one that one is. I can't... It's going to bother me now. Oh, it's the... It's not women's. What the fuck is that one? That's not the World Championship. I can't remember when that one is. That's gonna bother me now. Oh yeah, that is actually that is the main TNA one now. That's the Joe Hendry one now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the one.
I don't mind it. I think it's mid. I think some of their older ones were nicer.
I feel like these four here are their better ones.
Yeah.
And this one here just isn't as good.
It's not bad, but not good either.
Like that TNA one, it's pretty much the same, but with TNA on it.
Yeah.
So I'll put that together. It's the same title pretty much.
Right.
This is the Knockouts one with the red strap. This is like their tag team one.
I like it personally. I think I would say probably.
It's similar because of the red strap to me.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Probably mid.
Okay. I'll put it next to this one because like literally it's the same one but a red strap.
Right. Yeah. So now we're going into WWE.
Now we got the WWE Championships one, the WWE ID titles, Dan.
I think they're both trash.
Yeah, these don't look good to you?
I don't like them.
Look at these things. This is WWE ID in the middle of them.
I don't like it.
Does the development of the development brand need championships?
No.
No, they don't. I think people make fun of AEW making championships, but Triple H is just making shit up at this point.
Yeah, like the Speed title, which we'll get to.
The original NXT Tag Team belt, I'm not a fan.
I don't like that.
I like their current one better.
Their current one is much better.
I'm going to put that as bad.
Yeah.
That's the women's tag team, I think?
I believe so, yeah.
That one's better.
I'd probably put that in like mid or even good tier.
Like I would say that white strap makes it look better than that already. Yeah.
Plus, the NXT lettering isn't as striking. It's not as like boom in your face.
And like they're trying to do like this one's a mixed match. This is just straight up just the actual logo.
Yeah.
The old women's championship, the one that Paige knows very well.
I'm not a fan of that. The massive lettering in the middle. None of those with the massive lettering in the middle I'm really a fan of. But
this is like the pinky one that Paige would have worn.
I'm not a...
I think just because they're women doesn't mean they have to be pink.
No. And you'll see that later with the
Divas title?
Yes.
That you also love?
I think it was bad. It's awful. It's so bad.
Now, this is the Mandy Rose NXT Championship with the rainbow coloring in the background.
It looks better. I like the rainbow coloring.
I'll go with mid to me.
Because the similar one would have been like the one that Braun Breaker held.
Yeah, because that's the 2.0. The NXT 2.0 era, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the black one actually looks better than with the white strap.
Yeah.
Because the colors pop more on it.
Yes.
So I'd actually put it probably above here a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a bit bigger because it's a men's title.
Yes, it is.
The current NXT Men's Championship, I know...
That's the women's title.
Oh, sorry, women's, yes.
The men's title is
that
one, yeah.
Okay. Again, I think the black strap actually works better than the white this time, which is not usual.
I'm
not the biggest fan of the current version.
No, I think they're both bad.
Yeti loves them.
I don't like them.
I like this one better, to be honest. The big X works better than these to me.
Yeah.
This, not so much.
That one's trash.
This one, yeah. These two are better.
Yes.
I'd say these two are bad and these ones are mid.
Yes. All right, so we got that. Cleared 4 away in one go.
Because, like, they're similar, right? They're all... That's the thing with WWE Championships. They're all very similar.
Yeah.
Like, this one's a mid, and then the men's one with the gold, I think, is probably a bit better.
Yeah.
The UK tag team titles. The WWE UK tag team titles.
I've seen those. They're not bad. They're...
Yeah, like, to me, they're one of the better ones they had at the time. But it's the weakest of the UK titles to me.
Yeah, I'd probably put that at mid.
It's these two sidebars I don't like.
I don't like those either. They're just kind of there.
There's no point in them. I'll put that at mid. These two are two of my favorite belts.
They're beautiful belts. I love both of them.
I'm going to put them in goated. They deserved a lot better than what they got.
Yeah.
They're two of my favorite designs. We're going to be using them next season.
Yeah.
As an option for a championship.
Nice.
For leading brand title.
I'm not a fan of the North American title.
Really? I love the North American Championship.
I think the design is too small. Personally.
Okay.
At best, I would say mid, but I'll let you.
What ones do you think is better, the red and white with the women's, or the black and red with the men's?
I think the men's one looks better to me.
That red strap is nicer.
The red strap is nicer.
I'm gonna put this one at good for me.
Okay. And then that one mid maybe.
Yeah, we'll put this one mid.
Okay.
And we'll go.
So
from
now
there.
we've
That's
got
the current NXT Tag Team title now.
I don't mind it. It's
the better one they've had of the tag team.
Yeah. Where did you put the women's tag team one? Oh, they didn't have a women's tag team.
I mean, they did, but it was pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But white.
Yeah. So where did you put it?
It was in here somewhere.
Yeah. That works.
That's right there.
Yeah. That works.
I'd say probably about there.
Yeah.
The big original
Trash.
NXT one.
I hate it.
This is what Samoa Joe would have worn.
I hate it. Samoa Joe wore that?
The first time he won the NXT title, he wore that one.
Oh my
Same with
God.
Seth Rollins and Big E and Bo
then
Dallas.
they changed it to the more...
The more solid gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Saudi Arabia green trash.
No, it's
Greatest Rumble
it's
belt.
Fucked off. Fuck off. Alright.
You remember that one?
I don't remember what that one is.
That is the
old
old women's championship one.
It shows Big Goldie, apparently.
But no, that's the old women's championship one. Fabulous Moolah probably would have held that one.
I'm not a huge fan of like these super old classic belts like that. Other than like your Big Goldie and a couple others. I'm probably putting that in bad. I'm not a fan.
Not a fan either.
I don't like the current World Heavyweight titles.
So the women's and the men's, you're not a fan of that?
I'm not a fan of those just because, like, the massive W in the middle.
I kind of like them because it is a throwback to the Big Goldie, because I know Triple H loved that belt.
It is a bit of a throwback to Big Goldie, but I don't like the logo in the middle fucks it up for me.
I want to put these in good, personally, not great.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Because, like, I think of their main titles, these are the two best ones. To me. The men's and women's, because like I don't like the bigger W to me is more.
No,
egregious.
I can't stand the massive.
It's a
W.
more egregious one. This is the light heavyweight one. I think you and I said this is like a simple, trashy looking belt.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
It's a very simple belt. Like I don't know. I'll take another look, but I'm pretty sure it's not. From what I can tell, like the simplest.
It was
design.
their answer for the.
Oh yeah, that's the simplest shitty design.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's a no effort design.
You remember who the first light heavyweight champion was?
I don't even care.
Taka Michinoku.
Oh, great!
He was a great wrestler, just couldn't talk because he couldn't speak English. But
the $1 Million Championship.
I thought the original version, the one that like the $1 Million Man originally held, looked gorgeous. Obviously not a legit title.
But the design.
The design is beautiful.
I'm going to put it in at least good to me.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'll give you that.
Because, like, it is just a giant
money sign.
Diamond dollar sign.
It looks so gorgeous, though.
It
is beautiful.
The ECW silver.
Trash.
What? It's got to be at least bad, Dan. Come on. Chavo Guerrero held this one.
No, he did not, actually. No, he did not.
Okay. Big Zeke held that one.
Ezekiel Jackson. Yeah. Ezekiel Jackson. Christian held that title. The fact that they let Tommy Dreamer hold that, too.
Tommy Dreamer hold that?
They did.
It's true.
I think
that's another women's championship that was a bit later. This would have been
like the 80s.
This would like Wendy Richter, I think, would have held that one.
Wendy Richter, and then like Sherry Martel.
That one's better than the other one.
Yeah.
I would put that in at least mid to me.
Yeah, that's a mid one.
Because of all the old ones, because that's got like a pinkish strap. That's actually not bad on that one.
Yeah, that would have been the last champion to hold that would have been named Rockin' Robin.
Which is the sister of Jake the Snake Roberts.
That is true. Yes, that is correct. Very good.
I know. I'm even better. The current
SmackDown tag titles.
The current, like, I think they're called the World Tag Team titles.
No, they're called the WWE tag
the
team
WWE
titles.
ones. Okay.
The World ones
are
those ones right there.
I like that better than that.
Yeah, the current Raw, the SmackDown ones are really nice.
I would say these are at least. I think they're actually pretty great.
I'd say they're great.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
These ones are kind of okay.
I think those ones are mid at best.
They're not as.
They should have. If they're gonna make the SmackDown ones look like the old SmackDown ones, they should have made the Raw ones look like the.
I thought they were going to, and they didn't.
No.
I think it's because they were both similar in like how they were sized. They didn't. Yeah. They wanted to be more different, but I don't know.
True.
The current women's WWE Championship. I don't like
the massive W.
No. I never liked the massive W on these belts. This is the current women's champion WWE Women's Championship held by Tiffany Stratton.
I'm not a fan. I'd say trash or bad.
I'll put bad. I'll put it in bad. Not quite trash because it has the nice gold on it at least.
Winged Eagle is GOAT for me, 100%.
Number 2.
Yeah, Winged Eagle is so lovely.
It's Big Goldie, Winged Eagle, the AW men's, and then
women's.
The AW women's. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going here. We're only down to 3 rows.
The scratch logo.
I don't like that. I think it looks bad to me.
Yeah, I think the one they did after that was better. Like this one is better than that.
Yeah.
Because the crooked scratch logo was not a good idea for the setting of it.
The women's tag, I like those personally.
They're all right.
They're decent. They're better than some of the other ones.
The women don't get much luck in their looks. The Eco Championship, I like it because the uniqueness of it.
I love it too.
It's like a hemp strap, wooden plates.
I'm saying great.
It's a great one because I think Danielson did a good job in making his own thing with it.
Yes.
That's probably the only like big W one that's going to be up this high.
Yeah.
The women's,
I'd say both of those are bad.
Yeah, because I don't like the branded titles like that. I'd rather them have the Universal and this or whatever. Like, I'd rather have the way they have it now is how it should be. Because, like, if they get drafted to another show, they don't have to do the win. Like, here's a belt swap, and like it's a different reign, and it's bullshit.
Yeah. I think they're both bad. I was never a fan of the purple strap on.
I like that cruiserweight title over the purple strap one.
I think that the purple strap is bad. The other WWE Cruiserweight
The one they did with the black was with the purple on the inside of the logo was better.
Yes. But they don't have that one on this list, apparently.
No. This one I'm going to put in trash because I just never was a fan of this one.
Yeah.
This one is at least mid to me.
I would say mid, yeah. Mid's good.
Because it's a simple but not great design. This is going to be controversial. I hate this design. I hate the original Women's Championship. Hate it.
I like it, so I want you to put it in mid.
Like, I think this is a travesty that Trish Stratus had to wear this crap. Look at this.
What's wrong with it?
Are you kidding me? It looks like they just threw it on there. It looks like they painted it on. It looks like they sanded down the sides of it and left it and slapped this on. And then these don't even look like they match in the plates.
Put it in bad then. Don't put it in trash.
I'll put it in mid.
Okay.
Because you like it.
I do like it. I think it's I don't think it's a. In terms of women's belts, I think it's in the upper echelon.
That's not a high bar that we shouldn't praise it because it's better than the other ones.
I mean, sure.
The NXT women's ones are all better than that to me.
Yeah, they are.
Like, even this one is about the same as the other women's one we had. That was like the purplish one, the pinkish one.
Yeah.
That's the one right after Paige, and that one's about the same.
Yeah. I don't like...
Oh my god, these tag belts are awful.
All of them are trash.
All three of them are bad.
All
three of them are bad. Like the copper penny started it.
Yeah.
But these are somehow worse. These are somehow worse than that. Like, these are terrible.
Yeah. The hardcore title.
That one is, like, for what it is.
For what it is, I don't mind the design on that.
It's unique that way.
I'm going to put it on good because it's...
because it is classic. It's just the winged eagle smash to bits.
It isn't actually.
It's not.
No. It's very commonly believed that it is, but it's not.
They just make one up that looked like that.
Yeah.
They just purposely made it look like shit.
Yes.
I mean, it worked.
Apparently, like, it's commonly believed that they smashed up the winged eagle, but it's not. Where did you put the current SmackDown tag titles? Great.
Up here.
I don't know. I think the current ones look better than that. Go down. I think the current ones look better than that.
Than this one?
Yeah.
I think so too. I think this one's down a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can tell it's a good direct homage to me.
Yes.
It's very, very similar.
But the current ones look better.
Yeah.
That
is the old Triple WF Heavyweight Championship.
I don't like it.
That one looks like it's gonna pierce your fucking kidney. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna.
I'll put it in bad because Bruno Sammartino held it.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
These are both bad as well. The next two.
Oh, you don't like big giant goldie that Cody Rhodes holds right now?
No, I'm not a fan. I like the color of it, although I find it really weird because like the game makes it look terrible.
The game makes it look terrible, yeah.
The game takes all the color out of it. Like in real life, it pops out at you gold.
Yeah.
The gold is really nice looking. Like the color is nice, but like but in the game it looks more like that. It looks more like a different shade. Like you took all the color out of it.
The belt details in that game in general are not great.
I find the belt details for like the mid-card titles are really nice, but for their world titles they're trash.
It's weird. I don't. I got both world tag team titles. This one I'm not a fan of compared to that.
Yeah, the smaller ones look really nice.
The ones that just say world in the middle, I'm not a big fan of.
No, I'm not a fan of that.
These ones are goated, I think.
Those ones are goated, yeah, 100%.
These are like.
That's my favorite ever tag team title. Is those ones?
Yeah, by far.
This
one is probably
like mid.
I put it in mid just because it's basically this, but with like older.
Yeah.
The European Championship.
I like the European title personally.
I like it too.
I'd probably put it in good. I wouldn't put it in great.
All right, now it's up to us to determine the 24/7 championship. Dan.
I'm gonna say sorry to Peanut right now because I think the 24/7 title looks like a gaudy piece of shit.
I think it's the worst belt to ever exist in any major company.
It's so disgusting. I can't stand it.
The fact that Vince McMahon thought this was a good idea.
No, it's bad.
The spinner edge belt.
It's better than the regular spinner belt.
He said it's goated. No, it's not, Peanut. The 24/7 championship is not goated.
I like the rated R title better than the regular spinner belt.
Do you though?
I don't like either of them personally. But I don't like the spinner belt. I think it looks horrible. But
I'm gonna put this here, I guess.
And I'll put the regular spinner belt on horrible too. On bad too. Okay.
People love it because it's the nostalgia.
The speed titles are both trash.
What? They look good.
Do they?
No, they don't. These are good U.S. titles.
I love those. I'd probably put those. Probably put that one in goated. I'd probably put at least one of them in goated, if not great.
I put them both there because Chelsea Green's the other one.
Yeah, well, yeah. Chelsea Green.
The 3 U.S. titles that are the best are in the top 2 categories. These are all really good U.S. titles.
Yeah.
We're not even American.
No.
We're supposed
to hate America.
More times
right
held than Cena and Flair. Yeah, R-Truth, man. 56-time champion. The Divas Championship.
Trash. Fuck. Yeah.
The number 1 trashy belt. That, to me, is a slap in the face of women's wrestling. The fact that AJ Lee is the main person to ever hold that championship is a fucking disgrace to women's wrestling.
The fact that Beth Phoenix held that, too.
Even Michelle McCool deserved better than that belt.
Yes.
Like, it's terrible.
It's horrible. They shouldn't have been called Divas to begin with. I thought that... You know why they did that, right? Because TNA called not their women's division Knockouts.
But that's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a very
It's a
cool
less feminine name.
No, like yeah, you're trying to say they're like super hot and everything, but they're also like tough.
They'll kick your ass.
Yeah, they're hot, but they'll kick your ass.
And then their response is, "Let's make them dainty and soft." Like, go fuck yourself.
Let's make them dainty and soft and parade their tits around everywhere.
Yeah, like what the
That's
fuck?
exactly what it is.
Except AJ Lee's the main holder of that belt and doesn't have big tits.
So now we have the 1980s world title. I'm not a fan of that.
No, compared to that and that one.
I'm not a fan.
I'm gonna put it. What do you think? Mid or bad?
Bad.
Bad?
Yeah.
Next to Pink Star.
Oh yay. Big Eagle is goated.
Yeah, man, it's definitely up there.
It's the Attitude Era world title. It's goated. There's two more for sure. I know I'm putting in goated too. Oh,
this one, the U.S. Spinner Belt.
Crap. Trash. Throw it in the bin. Throw it in the bin. Both Universal titles are bad. I don't like.
I think the blue better than the red.
The blue is better. The red was horrible, but I think they're both bad. Okay, so
this IC Championship with the white, I love this one.
That was the one Cody Rhodes would have brought. Good, yeah.
I would put that. This one is the one we would have grown up watching the most of, though.
Yeah, I didn't mind this one, but I think the other ones look better.
They're all better than that one. Like the Kurt ones are better.
Yeah.
The Kurt one with the blue.
I'm gonna say
is better.
I'm gonna say mid.
This is mid. This men's one is that blue touch they did when Jey Uso won.
So nice.
It makes it look good. It makes it look so good. That is the best I've ever seen the IC title.
Yeah.
Triple H doesn't make titles.
Women's one is goated too. Yeah.
Because the white strap looks really nice on that too.
It does. It makes it look beautiful. I'd probably put that one in good or great. That's like the early 90s, like the original IC title.
That one's okay.
Great.
That one's good. Yeah, we'll put it in great actually.
I think it's great. I love it.
That's the classic one. That's actually really nice.
Yeah. The Saudi Arabia title. I think they're crap.
This one is Liv Morgan's championship, man. Okay, you can't take that away from her.
Who did she beat to win?
Nia Jax.
Oh my
god. Yeah, you knew that as soon as you asked, didn't you?
It's bad. They're both bad. They're both trash. I think they're both trash.
24/7 and Divas titles are both double goated. Shut up, Peanut!
What is wrong with you, Peanut?
He's like fucking Jeff, I'm telling you. Oh. We're gonna have them both on the same fucking season, probably.
Oh. But no, the Saudi Arabia titles are both crap.
The Fiend Championship, I actually don't like it.
I don't want to say I don't like it, but I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I hate it, personally.
I think it's bad. I think the fact that they made it like $7,000 for anyone to buy is ridiculous.
When did he wear that?
He didn't.
So
that was a special edition.
I think it's bad. I don't like it.
I don't think he ever actually wore. I think he had it around his neck like once or twice.
I'd maybe have it on bad. I'd maybe keep it out of the trash territory.
I just don't like it.
Just out of respect for him. But if it wasn't for that, then I'd say trash.
Like, I just like what? No,
it's just his face.
Like that to me is not a belt. That's not a championship belt.
No, it's
and
bad.
The fact that it cost thousands of fucking dollars.
Mm-hmm.
It might be still that much now. I'm fucking curious. It's like 1 star. Yeah, no kidding.
It doesn't even say how much it costs.
eBay will probably have it. It doesn't even tell you.
Because once you find out, you won't want to buy it.
It's currently sold out, that's why.
Oh, it's sold out? Like, people buy it? Like, what?
Well, it was a special edition. Only a handful were out anyway. So if you're a belt collector, you're going to spend the money on it anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, the final 4. Smoking Skull is goated.
You like the Smoking Skull?
I love the Smoking Skull. I don't like Green Strap.
For the time, though, considering the other one was like the one's going to stab you in the gut and kill you.
I'd probably put that in like mid or good.
I put it mid. If that was a black one, I think if the strap was black, it'd be better. It'd be 10 times better with a black strap.
Yeah.
This U.S. title, people love it. I've always hated that belt.
I never thought it was that bad. I'd probably put.
It's the waving American flag.
I will compromise and say mid.
Okay.
I will compromise with you and say mid.
I'll accept mid.
And then that one's goated as fuck. I love that belt personally. I don't know about you, but I love that 2000 like that Ruthless Aggression WWE title. I thought it was fantastic.
So the goated ones we have: Big Goldie,
100%.
Winged Eagle.
Yeah.
AEW's current World Championship.
Big Eagle.
The AEW Women's Championship now.
Yeah.
The Progress Wrestling Championship.
Yes.
The Ring of Honor Championship, that was the only really good one.
Yeah.
The Lucha Underground Championship. The current TNA X title. The old Sting and Kurt Angle TNA World Championships. The men's and women's UK titles.
Yeah.
That World Tag Team belt, the best tag team belt in the world.
Yeah.
The two current U.S. titles.
The two current Intercontinental titles.
The Smoking Skull.
And the 2002 to 2005 Undisputed title.
That, Undertaker would have had.
Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle. Eddie Guerrero held that belt.
Yeah,
that was the only world title Eddie Guerrero ever held.
And it's great design.
Was that belt.
And these are our favorite ones.
What was I going to say? Go back up to the top. What was I going to say when you were talking about the... NXT UK. Is that even still a thing anymore? Or is that
been gone for years.
Yeah, I thought it was gone.
It's been gone for years. It's unfortunate because they killed the entire British indie scene for their own show.
Yeah, and now it's gone. And now
it's basically gone, but they had to rebuild. It's Progress is one of the ones I think they go out there all the time, so that kind of helped them. But these are the worst belts in our opinion to ever be made. The Divas Championship, these two ECW titles, the first one and the last one.
Yeah. The two Stardom titles.
Two of the three
because you fucked with me and put the other one in bad.
Because the pink one is better.
I thought the blue one looked better, but
they didn't have it as an option.
True.
The purple New Japan Strong Mercedes Moné Championship that Dan hates. The original AEW Women's title. Divas US the double goated.
Divas US is no.
The original TNT title, that was just an incomplete belt. The Dojo Pro Championship, the belt.
Yeah.
And the Evolve Championship.
Yeah.
The Chris Jericho Learning Tree ROH World Championship. The Purple Strap Cruiserweight title.
It's bad.
The current, believe it or not, United States Championship of the NWA. These TNA ones are not good. We're just gonna the ID titles that they haven't even crowned yet, and they're already bad.
The original NXT Championship.
The Saudi Arabian series.
The penny and the copper and silver.
The coins, the coin belts.
Yeah.
The light heavyweight title. The 24/7 championship, which I argue is still the worst of all time.
The speed championships.
The U.S. spinner. I would say those two are the worst of all time. The U.S.
And
spinner.
Then that's the that one is.
These are probably the three worst championships ever made.
Yes.
By far. Because the excuse here was that they knew nothing. The excuse is they had no money. You guys are a multi-billion-dollar company came up with this. That to me is the difference.
John Cena as a spinner was like, oh, we have a toy for the kids, but it was bad.
They made all these belts, and they are the ones with money.
Yeah.
That to me tells you that Vince McMahon cannot make a nice-looking championship.
No.
This is all Vince design. Some of these older ones, they picked from other companies and took their design. This is all Vince.
Yeah.
Vince can't design championships.
No.
Triple H, thankfully, fucking can. These are Triple H. These are Triple H. These are Triple H. He can make championships, man. And that's it for us, because Dan has to go home.
I need to work in the morning.
But this is a double kind of live taping of Screwjob Effect, because these are going to be for the YouTube channel primarily anyway. But thank you guys for coming out, and I'll probably be back tomorrow, hopefully to do some CWF. If not, we'll continue our mystery adventures with Mr. Perot. Yes, the YouTube channel is the Screwjob Effect. I will pull it up now actually and put it on there. Right now I have the original OG CWF going on right there now. Don't mind the British YouTube. It's just because my VPN. But yes, that is the Screwjob Effect. Right now, I have pretty much all of season 1 coming out. The last couple episodes of that are coming out. I don't have the WrestleMania. I don't know what happened to it, but I have all of season 1 pretty much going up this week, and then season 2 will start going in next week. For that, that's all the original stuff. For that on 2K22, then the next one will be 2K23 for season 2, and then we'll be back whenever, pretty much. Dan and I are going to record a bunch of stuff for the Screwdriver Effect that will go up over time, over the rest of the year. But we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.